The clip planes are things that you've probably seen in action but didn't know what to call them. You know when you're playing a video game and objects appear to materialize in the distance? That's because games use a clipping plane to reduce the amount of information that your screen is rendering at any given time. So as things come inside the clipping plane, they're just appearing. You've probably seen this in Maya too, when you tried to zoom in really close to a vertex and it just vanished. That means that your near clipping plane was a little too high. I can adjust the clipping planes here, and this is something you can do on a per camera basis. I'm going to turn my near clip plane up to 2 to see if I can get it to show you. Okay, let's turn that up to 10. 100. Okay, now everything's gone. Everything is being clipped out by my near clip plane. And if I turn it to 20, now you can see that I'm clipping out the near parts of these chameleons. So that's what a clip plane looks like when it's set incorrectly. Clip planes can be useful because they do prevent unnecessary information from appearing in your screen, and they can help you to optimize your scene. They can also be really annoying because they clip things out. The far clip plane will do the same thing but for the back wall. So if I set this down to 20, now I'm clipping out everything except this chameleon head and part of that chameleon body. So those are the clip planes. The other thing that you may be interested in at this point is the film back. In the film back, what I can do is I can adjust a thing called the film gate, and this is really interesting. And it's interesting for a few reasons. The first thing you can do with the film gate is if you're working on a compositing program and you know the goal of your 3D is to match a certain type of footage, you can type that in here. So if you knew that you were going for a 35mm Academy film ratio, this will give you that standard film ratio, and you know that you'll be able to go very seamlessly from 3D into your filmic backplate. This is good and it's bad. For just a quick example, right now my film aspect ratio is set to 1.5, which just seems like a random number. You know, we've always been working high definition, that's 16:9, so you'd think 1.5 would be fine. But if I look in my render settings, wrong window. Let's go back and open the render settings. Close that. In the render settings, if I look at my image size, I have a thing called a device aspect ratio. The device aspect ratio is set to 1.778. And this is actually where I'm setting up my high definition render. I'm rendering HD 540. So my device aspect ratio is set up to give me a square pixel. Whereas my film aspect ratio is set up to give me a non-square pixel. Which means that my device and my film are two different things. And that is a standard default, but it's a little weird. So when I'm setting up a camera, one thing that I like to do is ensure that my device aspect ratio here, I'll take that and copy it, matches my film aspect ratio here, so that I know with 100% certainty that my rendered output will match my film and that I'm using a square pixel. And you see that when I put that in, it did actually change my camera just a little tiny bit, but now I know that my film and my device are the same thing. Weird, but it works. So this is a good time for me to stop here, let you set up your film backs, and when I get back, I will go through some of the other camera settings that you may enjoy working with. So give me just a moment and take a moment for yourselves.